We're joined in studio. This is our guest extravaganza week that we just decided to have guests every day, in-studio guests. Yesterday we had Coppell coach Antonio Wiley.
Fact.
Today we're joined by our friend from Bally Sports Southwest. She is I'm just going to assume you're the host of Mavs Insider.
No.
Well, you appear on Mavs Insider
I'm on it a lot. Yes. I'm a reporter for Mavs Insider.
You're a reporter for Mavs Insider. She's all over Bally Sports Southwest, and, of course, our friend from high school football. She's Paige Schnorbach. Hi, Schnorbs.
Hi. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming in. I do appreciate the fact that, like, while the intro was running, we were running the pre-roll, and you were like, oh, you have a countdown. You're so official. I'm like...
This is the least
This is the
official.
1,362nd time we've done this show. That's not a joke. Look, episode 1,362.
So you have a few under
Yeah.
your belt.
So, like, when people...
Just a couple, not many.
When people...
Just a few.
We started this in 2015. When people were, like, it's funny. You're not the first person to come and be like, wow, this is like a
Quite
real
the
thing.
setup.
This isn't like
Yeah.
you guys are just, like, throwing on some cameras and, putting a lavalier mic on me. No, this is... We try.
legit.
We try.
And for someone who said they don't prepare, you had that open. Right there.
Well, that's not a... I mean, I've done it 1,000 times. So,
Literally.
you know what
So
I mean?
you're just now really getting it down.
Correct. And, like, I don't remember my son's names, but I do remember the intro to the show.
Can confirm.
Today is Tuesday, April 5th, 2022. It is 233 days until Thanksgiving. Happy birthday, Tuesday. Anybody have a birthday today?
Not today.
No.
We've got a big one tomorrow.
What's the big one tomorrow?
What was it?
Ish.
Ooh, it's your birthday tomorrow?
Oh.
Happy birthday to Lily James.
Sure.
Sure.
Is that another TikTok star?
Nope.
Oh, Pamela Anderson / Cinderella? That's Lily
That's
James,
her,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's Lily James. Well done. She was on
I was
Downton
way
Abbey.
off.
Oh, well done there.
She was on Downton Abbey.
Yes.
I was way off.
What did you think
Episode.
it was?
A TikTok star.
Every time we look up birthdays, like, it's only TikTok stars now.
Yeah.
That's
Huh.
it.
Episode 1,362. On today's show, we are going to be joined by our friend Paige Schnorbach to talk all about her, talk all about the slander that she's thrown out there on Twitter about us. We'll get into all of this. There's a lot to confront you with
All right.
here on this
Okay,
program.
so you did come prepared for this.
I like to.
He
look,
prepares for one show, and it's the one to just roast you on, so be
Look.
prepared.
I was going to say, what am I
That's
walking
it.
into?
Look, it's not just a hat rack, okay? Do we have first four through the door?
We sure do. It was Aaron Arbuckle, Tony Blaylock, Coach Terry Crawford, and we'll pull one Rob Legout on Facebook. Welcome
Hi.
in, fellas.
Welcome in, friends. Okay, Paige.
All right.
So who do you think you are?
First off, how dare you?
First off, how dare you? So
I have several questions.
give people.
Number one.
Yeah, how dare you? Give people a little bit of background on you, because I think that we have this army of outstanding reporters on Football Friday and on High School Scoreboard Live. You are, I would say, a general in that army.
I like to think
of
so.
reporters. So how'd you get here? What's your deal?
Let's see. Grew up in Dallas. Went to Texas A&M. Gig'em. Loved your cover last year. And then decided after I graduated from there that I wanted to do the sports reporting thing. So went back into school at North Texas.
Caw!
That's where I got my broadcast journalism degree.
So you have 2 degrees?
Mm-hmm.
You have 2 bachelor degrees?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Because I'll be honest, when I finished school, I was like,
Done.
Tapped out.
Done and dusted.
That's what I thought was going to happen. But
you went back for another degree at North
Yeah.
Texas.
Can we ask what your first degree was in?
it was in communications.
Oh, okay.
But a communications degree at A&M is much more, theoretical communications. It's not
Got it.
practical.
We're going
job
hardcore into the rhetoric books there.
Oh my gosh, I had the worst class one semester where it was like you learned a different philosopher every class period that was like 3 hours long, and then you just had the final at the end
No.
and had to know everything about it, and it was terrible.
That
But then
kind of sounds fun.
Well, yeah, because you're a
horrible.
nerd.
It's kind of my thing. It'd be a lot of fun.
But then first job out of school was Fox Sports Southwest, and I worked in their ingest room, which was a lot of logging tape and making sure everything stayed on.
And to be clear, because I am also a TV dummy. I did not
Okay.
study it. So, but I've learned that ingest is where you are getting the video from outside of the building
Correct.
into the building, and so
It's
you're
almost
kind
like you're
Mhm.
ingesting it.
Will you just let me
Right
talk
there.
this through? And so you're more or less processing the video as it
Yes.
comes in and I would say sorting it. Is that a good way to put it?
Yeah.
Kind of like
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
And I would love to give you a more detailed description than that, but I'm afraid that my old ingest boss will hear this and realize that I took almost nothing away from that job.
Tough scene.
So really, it was me sitting in a room by myself with 50 TV screens and making sure that we were recording them into our system.
Got it.
And then logging all of the game tape at the end of the night.
Okay. And so then, but so this is interesting. So you did when you went to A&M. What did you think you wanted to do? Did you know, or was it just like I'm going to go get a degree at Hullabaloo Connect?
I kind of always knew that I wanted to do some sort of broadcast TV, but then there was a fateful career day at Ursuline where I went to high school that scared me away from it. And so then I decided, something that would be fun would be like corporate event planning. You still get to talk to people, just something where I'm not sitting by myself all the time. You know, that's not.
You're a social person.
Yeah. Putting me by myself is not good. So I thought that that's what I would do. So I got a communications degree, and I even worked right out of A&M at a sports marketing firm for a little bit. But then was just like, I'm young. This is the last, not the last, but, you know, one of the really good times in life to try to go do that thing that you actually want to do.
You went to Ursuline, which is the sister school of Jesuit. Dallas Jesuit, that's right. What I wanted to confront you with, I am pretty sure we went to the same church. Is it down the street?
Yeah.
Yeah, we went to the same church then. Because I went to St. Anne as well. Yeah.
How do you know that?
Because I did my research.
Is this a lot of Catholic energy happening here?
So that's one of my questions is,
we can't, the Catholics back on top was the theme of the March Madness.
So
we
right
can't
now,
keep
we got
this
a Catholic
going.
President.
We have to
got
stop.
A Catholic Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. We got cool Pope, right?
The Pope is cool. I'll agree.
Yeah.
Would you agree Notre Dame's cooking pretty well right now? Stuff like that made it to them. But what I'm asking is, would you agree Catholics are back on top?
Were we not at
Ooh,
some point?
can't be back on top if we never left.
Okay. Yeah,
right.
the energy here.
They're
I will agree with the Pope
Actually,
thing. Pope
just at
Pope
church
is dope.
this past week. In the past 2 weekends, I saw Austin Ivan and then Josh Clark, who works on our Stars broadcast.
Josh.
So
We're
we were
everywhere,
like,
guys.
yeah.
That's
Bally's
right.
Catholics, what up?
We're doing it. Okay, so you did go. Now you went to Ursuline. So you went to an all-girls school.
I did for high school, yeah.
How did that go? Because my wife also went to an all-girls Catholic school.
The Markers.
So she went to in St. Louis. That's right.
Okay.
So what? Are you glad you went to an all-girls Catholic school?
100%.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, that's interesting.
Would not change it for anything, and you can ask probably 99% of my graduating class, and they would tell you the same. It was the best thing.
What was it about it that made it?
Just the all-girls atmosphere. I mean, so when I tell people initially that I went to an all-girls high school, they think, oh my gosh, there must have been so much drama because it was only women.
Well,
I would think that. As
Okay.
said woman
All
in room, I think that.
Okay.
Me.
Boy, Pickle makes an interesting point.
But what do, unfortunately, high school girls fight over the most?
Boys.
Right.
Guess what?
So men are the issue.
Men-
This is something we can all agree on.
This is where it all comes back.
Not loving the turn that this took.
This is great.
This is where it all comes back to. But no, there's no guys there, so
That's true.
nobody's fighting. Nobody's distracted. Everybody's very motivated. That's the most high achieving group of people I've ever been around. Was the girls.
That's
Ursula.
fair.
Cool. Here we are sitting in a room with Paige Schnorbach saying that another group of people is the most high achieving.
This is
Definitely.
fair. Well,
I rank this room.
No big deal. That's fine. I'm not hurt.
I mean,
don't tell people I was upset. Okay. Don't print in the newspaper that I was upset. Okay. So then you get into sports reporting. How do you feel like you have grown as a reporter in your time? Like since you started, can you tell a difference between when you started?
For sure.
How so?
For sure. Just being comfortable in front of the camera, you know, and obviously the depth of knowledge of whatever sport I'm reporting on. But my very, 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 very first on-camera gig was sideline reporting for the Dallas Professional Ultimate Frisbee team.
Hell yeah. That's what's up.
What?
The Roughnecks.
I love it. I want to know everything.
I did that when I was still at North Texas. One of my teachers was in charge of the broadcast or helping with the broadcast. And so he knew that I wanted to be a sideline reporter. He was like, come do this. This will be a great experience for you. And I had no idea what I was doing. So looking back on that clip, like, I'm not smiling, I'm not moving. I don't even know what I'm talking about because I'm still not really clear on the rules of ultimate frisbee super well. But
so now when you go out to, let's just say, a high school football game.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that you got, I'm speaking on behalf of you and on Sarah Merrifield and Austin Ivan and Pickle, you guys. I know you guys are doing a lot of research ahead of time to make sure that you're prepared for the game and stuff like that. Do you feel like that's like, was there just a realization like, oh, I've got to prep better, or is it just a matter of swimming in the soup more?
Yeah, both.
Both.
Just, I mean, this job is all about reps. You know, you can practice on your own all you want, but really it's about that moment when the camera goes on and doing it. And then going and finding out that you don't know anything about the sport you're trying to talk about, you're like, you can end up with nothing to say very quickly.
It's Paige Schnorbach from Bally Sports Southwest, our guest today on Texas Football Today. Do you have a horror story? Do you have a sideline reporting horror story?
That
you're comfortable sharing on the air?
I was like, there's the caveat.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, I can kind of...
You don't have to... We have to name names. We don't have to name schools or teams or anything like that.
No, I don't think he would care.
There was a professional basketball team in Dallas.
No, I don't think he'll mind. What led from the Ultimate Frisbee gig was I started doing sideline reporting specifically for the Highland Park broadcast. So it was every single week interviewing Randy Allen, and you've got to know what you're talking about.
Yes, that is a great point. He is... Coach Allen is extremely patient, and he's he's a good interview and stuff like that. But at the same time, I think it's fair to say he doesn't suffer fools.
Oh my gosh, that's exactly the phrase that's going through my head. Yes, he does not suffer fools, and God bless him. He was so kind, knowing that I'm sure could tell that I was starting out. But I know two mistakes specifically. One time I was trying to ask him about putting his second string in, but I just referred to them as like his secondary. Which doesn't make any sense at all. And I knew it as it came out of my mouth, and he just kind of looked at me. Yeah. But he could tell from the way I phrased the question what I was trying to ask, and so he answered it accordingly. But I was like,
yeah.
And then, I mean, just...
That's good, because we have that clip. Let's go to...
But just navigating somebody as prolific as Randy Allen. So maybe that's not a horror story, just kind of embarrassing myself in front of him a couple of times. Or like the very first time I showed up, I was all in their business all the time, and he had to come over during the game and be like, you need to be on either end. And I was like, oh, sorry.
Learning
just learning the ropes. So it's not like horrifying, but it makes you raise your standards pretty quickly, having to talk to Randy and not waste his time.
Okay. Do not answer this just because you're on a show about football.
Okay.
What is your favorite sport to cover?
Well, I have yet to cover it, but college football
would
be.
College football is like the dream?
Would be
so
the
that
dream,
would be
yeah.
like, so that's for you, the next step would be to go and do college football.
I mean, is there anything better than college football?
I'm a fan.
High school football is actually incredibly fun.
Yes.
And great. So
did you?
Close.
Well, and that's another thing. Okay, so you Ursuline did not have a high school football team that I know. They're in the magazine, at least.
No.
And so, did you attend a lot of high school football games growing up?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So the boys' schools obviously played, and so that was part of our social life, was to go on Friday nights. And I was a cheerleader for Cistercian, another all-boys school. But coming into this world, it was a learning curve, learning 6A, 5A, all the schools, all the classifications. I mean, that was...
It's drinking from a fire hose.
Yeah. I was like, this is not private school where there's only 10 in the state and you all just play each other. This is... And the stadiums are just massive. It was overwhelming, honestly, the first season.
Do you remember your first... Do you remember your first high school... I guess, when you got to Bally. Fox, I guess. Fox, it's all the same. Do you remember what your first game was?
Ironically, Jesuit.
Really?
Oh, no
they
kidding.
threw you on a Jesuit game out of the
chute? Was that done on purpose?
I don't think so. It was DeSoto versus Jesuit.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
So
at Jesuit. I was like, I've been here.
Yeah, man.
Plenty of times.
Well, at least, then you're comfortable. Like, there's a
that had to have been a kind of like a, okay, I've done this.
It's
like I've been
at least
here.
You know where to go and where to park.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which is really the biggest.
Dude, that is underrated. The first time you go to do it and pulling up to a stadium going, I don't know where to go. You don't know how to talk about and ask about credentials like that. It's almost the behind the scenes stuff of sideline reporting that is more difficult than going out and actually doing
Yes.
that form of it.
Oh,
That is
100%.
funny.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a lot of the logistics of
Yeah.
just like knowing where to go and
What time to get there, when you can go kind of introduce yourself to the coaches, you
And
know?
Where you can stand. Where's
And-
the water fountain.
Yep.
Where can you...
Exactly.
Yes.
And that is one of the underrated skill sets that all of our reporters have is you have to have that ability to act like you know what you're doing. Like when you get to a place, be like, I know exactly where I'm going. Just walk confidently to wherever you're going until somebody goes, you need to be there. Like, of course, I meant to be going there.
Right.
Stuff like that. That's
Actually,
half
no,
the, that's
you
half
need
the
to
job.
move.
in a lot of
Honestly,
ways.
about halfway through the season, I'm sure Ashley will agree with me. You just kind of get tired of going through all the hoops, so you just start charging forward.
Oh, yeah,
You're
if
like,
you-
I dare you to stop me.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be here. We all know it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So come at me.
It probably, I mean this in a nice way, it probably, I'm going to make some, I always say that Bally's going to fire me, and they are. I want to
They're
be
not.
clear. They are absolutely going to. But whenever you had the Fox mic flag, that's a lot more people are getting used to the Bally thing.
Yes.
Right? They're getting used to the B. But I imagine
Used to
this
the B.
year, when you had the, like, when you have the mic flag, you're like, I'm with Bally Sports Southwest. They're like, who's that? If you say Fox Sports Southwest, it's like, oh, okay, I know who that is. Stuff like that. It's just a matter of, it's going to take time.
There was so much power in the Fox Sports mic flag.
Yeah.
You know, like even people from the stands like could see it.
Little
And
kids
knew.
knew. That was always the thing
Yes.
that when I would walk down the sideline, the kids would go, "Mom, Mom!" Like, and if you have children recognizing it, you know that there's some
Yeah.
brand
Yes.
awareness there.
Exactly.
And Bally's will get there. It's just
It's
the
it's
rebranding.
literally
Oh, yeah,
just,
it's just
a matter
starting.
of- if they change names. And
Yeah.
stuff like that.
I legitimately think that people would not have known if I didn't have my Dave Campbell's polo on. Like that was
Well-
that was the thing. I had
Yeah.
like a safety blanket there almost.
And I just kind of
Yeah.
started saying it's like Bally Sports Southwest, formerly Fox Sports
Sports
Southwest.
Southwest, yeah.
And then they're like, oh, okay.
That's how I
Emailing
emailed
coaches.
Every
Yep.
single coach in the subject line, in the email, everything. I would put for Bally Sports Southwest, formerly
Or the Fox Sports, yep.
Southwest, like every single time, so they would know.
You're tight with your mom.
You want to talk about a hard pivot there?
Yeah.
Is that wrong?
Shout out Penny.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
You're tight with your mom. You guys travel a lot together. Where have you guys?
Did you Google me or like go through my Instagram and stuff?
Oh yeah. Capital J journalist is
was gonna
exactly the
say.
phrase he's about
Got
to
my
say.
sources. I won't reveal those on the
Is
air.
Penny about to call in?
Let's put on them headsets. Do you want to cold call your mom?
She's at school. She's a teacher.
Where's she teach?
She teaches at a private school called Faustina Academy.
Yep, in Irving. Yeah, they have a high school football team. Go Falcons.
6-man.
Yeah. It's one of the few 6-man. If you there's, it's hard to find 6-man football in major metro areas
Yeah.
just because
Because you're
big schools, right? They play 11-man football. But Faustina, there's a couple of others that play 6-man
She teaches in the middle school there.
6-man ball. So she wouldn't answer if we cold called her,
Probably not.
especially from a random number.
Yeah, my number.
definitely.
Yeah. And
She'd be like, no.
is this Ashley Pickle?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So what? Tell me about the travels of Penny and Paige.
Penny and Paige. Well, I come from 3 brothers and a dad. So
And you're the oldest, right?
second oldest.
Second oldest.
So boy, me, boy, boy.
Got it.
Oof.
So I mean, my mom and I have had to band together. You know,
Yeah.
that's I always tell her, or did growing up, lamented the fact that I didn't have a sister. And in fact, my youngest brother is 12 years younger than me. When she got pregnant with him, you know, very aware. And I prayed every single day that he would be a girl. Because I already had 2 brothers. Didn't need another one.
Does your youngest brother know this?
Yes, I'm
Okay.
pretty sure I waited till very recently to tell him this story. But when she, went to find out if it was a boy or a girl, and she picked me up from school that day, and I was like, "What is it?" And she just looked at me with that look.
She's like, we're going to Sonic, and I'll explain it.
Yeah,
later.
I just burst into tears. I was like, "Why would God do this? He already did it to me twice." Anyway, but I told her, and we talked about this recently, that I think that's part of the reason that we're so close is that I don't have a sister, to be close to. She's the female in my life. And so, yeah, we're very tight. We've been to, let's see, where have we traveled? New York, Paris, London,
Wow.
Boston. That might have been all of our, like, just the 2 of us trips. New York a couple of times because we like it. But
Got it.
Yeah.
This past year was your first coaching school, correct?
yes.
How did that go?
It went very well. It was, I'm not even sure how much I can say about it, but it was.
Oh, wow. Okay. I didn't realize it was that kind of story.
Well, coaching school, is a good time for everyone.
Yeah,
This
of
is
course.
fact.
It's
This is a fact.
Coaches after dark, It's,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's a fun time.
So it's a fun time. I met-
The guards go down a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People are relaxed. You could
I
say
don't want to rat anyone out, but
Mhm.
that last night that we were there,
people
Right.
are having a really good
we
time.
came from your
Yeah,
happy
we were
hour.
the instigators
You guys
in
were the
that
perpetrators.
entire.
Wow, I don't love these these loaded
Words.
words coming from this
But
side
she
of
just
the room.
agreed.
Yeah, no, we're not here to fool
You're
anybody.
You're supposed to be on our side.
I
We
am. I'm
show
saying
up-
that Dave Campbell's likes to have a good time.
We show up,
People know
the
this.
Bally girls, for a wholesome get to know you social hour, and then we're given at least doubles on the reg
You're just
from the bartender.
This is true.
you're just thrown into.
They were like, "Oh, I just want like a little mixed drink," but
Okay.
I'm telling you what,
So it's a good time, is what
it
you're
was a
saying.
very good time.
Are you going again this year?
I don't know. I hope so.
I hope so too.
Yeah, I hope that
Yeah.
y'all are going.
Oh, I
It
know
was fun for
Bally's
me
is
that
going.
y'all were
Yeah.
there.
I think last year I only got invited because Rick Renner couldn't be there.
Mm.
Where you go?
They were like, "Oh, we need 4 people," and Rick can't go. I think I was the substitute,
Well,
but I would.
if you want to come with the Dave Campbell's crew, we could probably
Yeah.
get you an extra pass and stuff like
Do
that.
you hear that, Greg Flick?
Wow.
Take me.
I need Flick on my side, so I want to distance publicly from that comment.
I know.
I love you,
I don't want that to happen.
I hope I go.
What do we think of Jimbo? Are you a Jimbo
Jimbo?
fan? What do you think of Jimbo? What do you think of the direction of the Aggie football program?
Okay, when they first hired him, I had mixed emotions because obviously he's a good coach. He's a winning coach, but there's, some stuff that went on with that old team with his old quarterback and,
Some baggage.
Yeah.
A little bit of baggage.
it felt weird to celebrate fully
Yeah.
something like that, but I mean, I guess that part hasn't gone away. As far as he's taken
Yeah.
the A&M team, I can't complain. This past fall was a little rough with our quarterback situation, but we beat Bama, so
Yeah, it's
That's
the-
a big.
the 20
If Texas beats OU, that's all that.
So
That's all that's going to be
it's
said
a
about
weird-
it.
and I've talked with. You're the first Aggie I've talked to on the air about this. I've talked with a number of them off the air, but it's like the 2021 season for A&M is so bizarre in the sense that the expectations. Look at the cover of the magazine. The expectations were super high. It was like, this is the year the schedule sets out.
Yeah.
They've got the roster. Everything is set up for them to make a run to maybe win the West, maybe win the SEC, play for get into the playoff and stuff like that. And I think if you had before the season gone to Aggie fans and said, "You're going to go 8-4," they'd be like, "That's a huge disappointment."
yeah,
But one of those 8
it's gonna be.
is going to be Alabama.
Yep.
It's a weird, like, do you take that type situation?
I know, but I also think you have to look 8-4 for what we ended up with.
Right.
With our team situation.
It's all in context,
yeah,
right?
you can't complain. Once Haynes went down that second game, I think it was the second one.
Second game, Colorado.
Second.
Yeah, you want to throw in the towel a little bit. So the fact that they didn't, they really grew. Other guys stepped up. 8-4 with an Alabama win by the end of a season like that. You can't complain.
That's probably true. I think that's right. I think
That's the most
I think-
reasonable Aggie explanation
I think
I've
that's
ever
a
heard.
really healthy way of going about it.
Yeah. Do I feel healthy from week to week when I'm living and
Correct,
dying
yeah,
by the
that's
team?
different.
No.
But with perspective here in April, yeah.
Let's talk about the State Fair. I understand you got a shout out from Big Tex at one point.
I did.
How'd this come about?
Shout out to Greg Flick again. Somebody had to go for the Red River Showdown show that we do every year. And they always do a package that's like the new food, the new rides, the new sights and sounds to see. And I guess before they've sent like John Radigan to do that. I don't know why they didn't this year. Flick was like, "Do you want to go do that?" And I said, "Yes, I do." And so I ended up there, and they had.
Did you try all the fried food?
Yeah.
So
Well, the new ones.
okay. So what? Let's go. Let's go happies and crappies. What was the best and what was the worst?
The best one that they let me eat was the fried gumbo ball.
Ooh,
Oh.
say
That
less.
was so good.
Ow, my guts. It's just, that sounds like it's gonna hurt me.
No.
It was good.
I have a sensitive stomach.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh,
What was it?
whatever.
What was,
That came with age.
yeah. What was the worst one?
They gave me some dessert, which it was fine. It was just is not my particular taste. It was like a crunchy toffee cake kind of thing.
Okay.
And that's just not, if
Got
it's
it.
not chocolate, I'm not eating it. So
But although that's interesting because you just brought in some Rice Krispie treats for us. Those are notably not chocolate.
I almost drizzled chocolate on them,
Okay.
but then I know that not everyone feels that way about
Do you
chocolate.
bake a lot?
No.
No. You just
No.
baked for us.
Yeah.
That's
But I
nice.
mean, that's not
Let's
really
go.
baking. It's just like melting marshmallows and,
It takes effort.
It does. My
You know
arm
what I
got
mean?
pretty tired.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
That is. That's a lot of stirring.
Yeah, it is a
Like-
lot of stirring.
There's a lot of stirring.
It is a lot of stirring.
But no, during that time, the PR people It's like Big Tex is like a guy that sits back there, like the Wizard of Oz. It's not just like recorded.
Really?
He's not.
Yes.
He's not a giant cowboy.
But it's not just like a recorded play that they just have over and over again. There's a man actually sitting back there the whole time. So they can in real time be like, hey, say hi, Paige. Welcome to the state fair. And he did it.
Do you feel like your entire life has been a lie?
Isn't that crazy?
I mean, next thing you're going to tell me is that the Easter Bunny is not real.
I will not
I
stand
would
for
never
that.
tell you that. Because I still get an Easter basket, so nothing's been confirmed for me yet.
All right. As far as foods you don't like, what? Like, let's talk about seafood. Seafood just not a thing for you?
I love seafood.
You love seafood.
Yeah. Well, I like Cajun seafood, not so much like Japanese seafood. You know, like sushi, sashimi, all that.
Got it.
Sushi.
Would you eat octopus?
No.
No.
I can eat sushi.
But you wouldn't eat octopus?
No.
Like under any
Have
circumstance?
you eaten octopus?
Yes.
Okay.
It's delicious.
I have too. I was just wondering.
Yeah, it's very good.
I mean, if your life was at stake, I guess I would try some, but I would prefer not to.
Okay.
But Cajun seafood, you know, crawfish boils, shrimp, po' boys,
Got it.
that kind of thing.
Got it. What let's rank your coworkers.
Okay.
From your most favorite to your least favorite. Let's just do you know what? Let's just do a top 3, bottom 3.
Okay. Just everyone at
Just
Bally.
everyone that you work alongside
Okay.
with the people on Bally Sports Southwest.
For sure at the bottom is going to be Clark Rowe. Our Mavs Live pre and post producer.
Put him on blast.
That's tough.
And I say that because he texts me spoilers to The Bachelor and The Bachelorette every Monday.
Oh, Clark.
Yes, as I'm trying to watch
God.
it. And you know what he's been doing for years?
Why don't you just watch it then?
I am watching it, but
So
I watch it on a delay so that I don't have to watch commercials.
Oh.
Do you know what he's been doing, though, that I just figured out this year? He will text me spoilers in, like, specific things and claim he doesn't watch the show. And I'm like, there's no way because you're texting me things that are too specific. I just
Yeah, I don't
found
know
out this
a thing
year
about it.
that he just goes on Twitter and copies tweets
Ooh.
and just sends them to me.
Oh, not
And
cool.
I found that out from, like, him sending me something that was on Twitter later, and I saw verbatim
Wow.
what he sent me.
Okay.
So Clark's going to get the bottom spot
He's
for
bottom
that.
spot.
Yeah.
What about your favorite?
My favorite's got to be Jordan Bettinger.
Okay.
Yes, that's
You
a
know
solid,
Jordan, yeah.
solid,
I know Jordan.
solid choice.
He is our Rangers insider producer, and
Okay.
he's just probably my best friend at work.
Okay. That's great. What's Aaron Hardigan like? Never met her.
Gosh, how can you put such a bright light into words?
Supernova.
Energetic.
Okay.
Everyone's best friend. But I did want to take this opportunity to really put this out in the universe for her, especially since we're here, that somebody needs to get that woman a podcast ASAP.
Yes.
Because she has spent probably 90% of the conversations I've had with her in the past year and a half talking about how she wants a podcast. So Aaron Hardigan, make it happen.
Yes.
William Wilkerson, make it happen. Get your wife a podcast.
Who?
Your assistant.
No. No. That's
He's the brain chip of this operation.
You've got that backwards. Okay. So then what's next for you? What do you got the rest of the week after you're done slumming it with us on this internet show?
Well, I don't want to brag.
Here we go.
But-
And here with a brag
but-
is Paige Schnorbach.
I was exceptional at my trying the state fair food piece.
Okay.
So tomorrow I will be going to the Rangers ballpark and trying their new food.
So
of the season.
Let's
wait
go.
a second. So are you telling me that you are now the chief culinary correspondent
Yes.
for Bally Sports Southwest?
Yes, I have somehow parlayed football
Wow.
into
That's living the
Well,
Well,
dream.
and here's the thing.
That's living the dream.
When you're on the road in high school football, we talk with coaches and players all the time and stuff, and we're always asking for good recommendations. So this feels like something you can really leverage into maybe,
become like a segment on our show.
yes, maybe like, we need a name.
Paige's Picks?
Like,
Not a bad idea.
you know,
There's something with food here.
chowing down with Schnorbs.
That is
Chowing
just
down.
awful. Didn't you win headline writing?
Let's workship this.
Yeah, that didn't roll off the
Let's
tongue.
workshop.
Chowing down with
Wait.
Schnorrs.
Not a fan of that one.
I didn't love it.
I'm just thinking I'm thinking alliteration. I'm trying to think of something.
Yeah, because chowing down.
Chowing down was
and
short.
Schnorb's
I'm
I'm
very.
not saying that was alliteration. I'm saying I'm attempting to think of
I
one.
threw out Paige's picks, which was closer to.
Yeah,
That
but
is alliteration.
That's copyright, though.
No, it's not.
We do the picks video, and that is so
This is
the
true.
word picks, as it refers to anything with high school football,
Is
is a registered trademark of Dave Campbell's Texas
Oh,
football.
well, excuse me.
Yeah.
I guess I am forced to
Wow.
agree here because I get a paycheck. So.
Bingo, bango.
Wow, at every turn I find out this is a high-class operation.
Don't act so surprised.
Right.
Like you know.
You know, tough but fair.
Okay, that's fine.
I want to ask you a question, though.
Okay.
On a scale of 1 to 10,
Mm-hmm.
how much fun did you have watching that playoff game with me?
So you and I went to Carthage and China Spring.
We did.
Yes.
Sat in the press box together.
We sat in the press box together.
We tried to sit outside, but
It was too
you
cold.
got too cold.
It's too cold. I don't do that.
He got too cold.
I'm an indoor cat. Yeah, we sat in the press box.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun. I think we had a great time.
We did.
I think it was the first time you and I had ever. I mean, like at state championship games, obviously we're attending a game together and stuff like that. But as far as like actually enjoying a football game together, I think
Yeah.
that was the first time, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I thought I thought we could have turned that into a podcast.
Here we are.
Just you, and here we are.
4 months later.
Yeah, that's what we're. I
That was the inspiration.
I played a long game here. You know what I mean?
He knew that episode 1362. He was like,
You were
"That's the one.
saving me.
I was
That's
like,
gonna
we're
be
gonna need
it."
somebody for Tuesday, April 5th. I'm just gonna
Yep.
write it
You
down.
were saving me for 1362.
Exactly
That
right.
was it.
1362. Yeah. Okay. What did we miss? What is something that not a lot of people know about you that you're willing to confess on the air right now? Yeah. See, I'm a capital J journalist. I ask the hard-hitting questions.
Sure.
I don't have anything that juicy.
What was it like being the running PR for the church carnival?
Easy.
Yeah. It seems like
Yeah.
it sells itself.
It really does.
Yeah.
Especially in Coppell.
Mm-hmm.
That's seen that event
Mm-hmm.
for
Correct.
20
People
plus
love baby
years.
Jesus.
People love baby
I forget
Jesus.
what year that even was. I was in school, so it was, some sort of resume
Mm-hmm.
building thing.
Mm-hmm.
I can't
Got it.
really remember.
You're an A&M grad and a North Texas grad, but I never hear you like repping the mean
claim,
green.
yeah. I don't really claim North Texas. I'm sorry. That was more just kind of like,
A degree of convenience.
yeah, in and out.
Wow.
Give me my degree.
It's okay. I've got enough pride for the both of us.
Okay.
That's true.
fine.
I can
She
wave
can
this
carry
flag.
the team on
I
this
got
one.
it.
Okay, that's fine.
I was at A&M through the Johnny football years. You don't lose that
I guess that's true.
passion.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like how Pickle was at North Texas through the Mason Fine years. Same exact thing.
Literally.
Yeah. Pickle, what did I forget? Do we have any other questions for Paige?
Oh, we always like to ask people a food question.
Oh,
So,
We talked
DFW
about
restaurant,
food
like
a lot.
what?
Let's talk
Oh, well,
about-
yeah, I guess we did talk a little bit about food. But if you had to recommend, well, okay, so say the Bally offices are in Las Colinas. If you had to
Mhm.
recommend a restaurant in that area,
Within 15 miles.
yeah, Irving area ish.
Probably the Ranch.
I think I've been. I don't
That's
know
in
if
Las
I've been there.
Colinas.
Okay,
Nice.
great. Are you a cook? Do you cook at all?
Reluctantly.
You cook for sustenance. You don't
Yeah,
cook for fun.
so I subsist on like sheet pans, where you can just like cut up a meat, cut up a bunch of vegetables, put them, season it all one way, and then in the oven.
Got it. Okay.
I can share a couple of cinema hot takes with you that
Oh,
angers
here
the
we
men at
go.
the office if you would like.
Some film takes.
Yeah,
All right.
there's some hot takes,
Back up
and
from the microphone.
they get.
Floor is yours.
Do you know Jameson Williams?
I know James. I know almost everyone at Bally, except for like Steve Simpson and Jason Walsh, who won't talk with me.
I've actually never met Steve Simpson, even though I've worked there for 4 years.
He's a good guy.
You just said you don't know him.
I lie on the air a lot.
Oh my God! Now I feel dumb because you know
I know
him and
Steve.
I don't.
He's a good guy.
Yeah. Shout out Steve Simpson.
Hi, Steve.
Thanks for those checks,
Let's get
man.
together. Okay, so my movie hot takes.
Okay, here
they
we
get
go.
people very upset. I enjoy the Star Wars prequels because Hayden Christensen is very cute.
Fair.
That is certainly a hot take.
Fair.
That's certainly an opinion you can have.
Yeah,
Nobody's making you have that opinion.
but I have it.
There are also other Hayden Christensen movies.
I know. I'm just saying. I enjoy the prequels because he's cute.
Okay,
Fair.
so what you're saying is that a plot is not really important to your movie-going experience.
He is the plot.
So to
I
speak.
respect it.
Okay.
a hot take I came away with recently is that Braveheart and the Patriot are the same film.
Yeah, this is not
Absolutely the same
up for
movie.
debate.
Because I
You're
hadn't
100%
seen
correct.
Braveheart until very recently.
Yeah,
I watched it.
No, the Patriot is just American Braveheart.
It's just one with has an accent and one doesn't.
That's exactly right.
They're even overthrowing the same country.
We're all up against the Brits.
It's a ragtag group led by long-haired Mel Gibson to overthrow British rule.
Yes, that's exactly it.
Both films. And both films are
100%.
like 3 hours. They're the same movie.
I haven't seen the Patriot in a long time.
It's good. That one's the better one, I think.
Okay. That's certainly a take too.
And then, this one made them mad too. I said that Dune is just Star Wars without the lightsabers.
That's just so wrong.
Ooh, Ish
and,
would fight.
You're just so wrong on that.
Jameson got so mad. He was like, no, Star Wars is Dune with the lightsabers. That came before, blah, blah. I was like, okay, I didn't know the history, man. I'm just telling you.
Yeah, there's a book.
As a casual viewer.
Okay. Well, it was a book before this movie.
That's what
I don't
I
know if
heard.
you knew that. Do you got anything else going on today, or just want to hang out here?
I can hang out.
Okay, great. She's Paige Schnorbach. She is a reporter there at Bally Sports Southwest. Do you want to plug into your social media stuff?
Yes, give me more than 300 followers.
Yeah, you do have a.
Forever it was
Twitter
Twitterless Paige Schnorbach
It
was all on, and I was like, she has a Twitter.
It was just on private. I have very much resisted the social media thing. It just, I lurk.
Right.
But I don't.
Yeah.
Engage.
Also, another thing that's got, and I'll just call you out on the air about this.
Great.
The other thing that's got to stop is you've got to stop thinking that I am the same Greg from Succession. That's not me.
But it should be.
It's not.
But it should be.
No. It shouldn't
I just
be.
love. I think I did it to you on air this year.
No,
The
you
way
did it a couple
Tom-
times. You
the way
go,
Tom goes, Greg.
Like 3 or 4 times it happened.
Literally on air, he tossed me a question. I go, well, Greg. I was trying to wonder how much I could take, how far I could take that on the air without Brian texting
Okay.
me.
Be like,
What do you
Okay.
do?
why are you
Paige,
saying it like
Let me
that?
be very clear with you. They have employed me for 9 seasons. So I have paved that road of nonsense for you. All you got to do is walk through it.
Oh, you're saying it's okay to just take it all the way.
Just go
and
do
be
whatever
like,
you want.
well, Greg.
They have put up with so much of my bullshit throughout the course of 9 years that if you just say, well, Tepper did it, they'd be like,
Fair enough.
that's a great point.
So you're saying you've set precedents.
I have because of the number 1 rule, which is don't curse. As long as you don't curse, you're good. Everything else is good.
I feel like that's bad advice, but sure.
I have never come close to cursing on air, so I don't think that's a
I
problem.
came close once.
I will say, though, that Aaron Hardigan, back to our favorite person, she brings up often, I think it was one of her favorite exchanges between us, where you made a joke about one of the quarterbacks whose last name was Pope, and I was like, oh, everybody loves a good Pope joke. She thinks that's the funniest exchange we've had on air.
Do you know why? Catholics back on top. She's
Never
Paige
left.
Schnorbach, Valley Sports Southwest. Follow her on her social media platforms.
Please.
Thanks so much for watching that video. If you would like more and to be notified when they come out, go ahead and click that subscribe button right down there. You can also watch Texas Football Today every day live at noon on TexasFootball.com, Facebook, Twitch, and right here on YouTube. For more of the best coverage of Texas football in the Lone Star State, go to TexasFootball.com/subscribe.